Hey guys, so today we're going to be starting a new series on my channel called Fanfiction Forecast or Fanfic Forecast. It's just going to be like a maybe monthly thing that I do where I go on Archive of Our Own AO3 and just go to the browse button and just see whatever people have posted recently and give you guys my ideas on whether or not these stories sound good to me or not, or if they're things I'd read or not. If you guys have like a specific tag you'd like me to look at and look at the latest works in that tag, then let me know. Or if you guys have your own stories that you've written and you'd like me to add your story description to my forecast thing, then let me know. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing I see here is Bridges. An aspiring filmmaker was tapped by Lupin's Big Hit Entertainment to help Jungkook, oh, forgive my pronunciation, build Golden Closet Films from the ground up as a full-blown production house. Things start to get complicated when the two start developing feelings. But she's scared and doesn't want romance to get in the way of her budding career. So she pushes him away, only for him to come closer to her. I'm not really into business tycoons, so moving on. Okay, so there's Remember. It doesn't really have a description. Susan Ivanova, Talia Winters. Let's see. So let's look at the first few lines. The time is 04:30 Eastern Standard Time. This is your wake-up call. Susan rolled over and groaned. How she hated mornings. Laying there, staring at the ceiling, Susan could hear her lover breathing. She turned her head to look at the woman who was sleeping beside her. Susan smiled and felt her heart swoon with love. How could I ever imagine my life without her? It's good. My Missing Piece by Unloved Cadillac. After breaking things off in high school and Levi find themselves in each other's lives once again. How? Their kids are best friends. Okay, this sounds good. This sounds good. I would read this. Let's see. Okay. The morning sun peeped through the windows of household, the only sound being the ringing of the air conditioning and the light snores of, Mom, wake up, I'm gonna be late. The voice of William, son, shouts as he knocks on door. What? Huh? What? She springs up from bed and looks at the time. 6 o'clock. Oh my God, Will, it's 6 a.m. Go back to sleep, you crazy thing. You got half an hour left. Shouts as she falls back into bed. Did he have half an hour or did she? Maybe both. The bedroom door opens and William sneaks in under Blink's blanket. The opening wasn't exactly my thing. Let's keep moving. Handle Me With Care by Amethyst for Missy. A year and a bunch of lives as the girls turn 50 but continue to expect the unexpected, including Lenny getting to be part of a rock supergroup. So it seems to be Laverne and Lenny, and then Richie and Shirley and other ships not mentioned in text. It seems to deal with like older women. I don't know this fandom. Do you guys know this fandom? But yeah, it seems to deal with like older women, presumably. And like I'm all for I'm all for, you know, a wider age range in fiction, and I'm all for like, you know, I don't know, keep going. I don't know where I was going with that. But I probably wouldn't read this, not my thing, but sounds like it has an interesting plot if that's like your subgenre. So, The Strange Demigod. Percy and Annabeth meet a new demigod who causes the three of them to go on a crazy adventure. That's kind of extremely vague, so I probably, I might click on it to like see what the first few lines are, but I don't think I would read it. I just don't know what it's about. Here's one I clicked on earlier before I started the video, not gonna lie. It actually intrigued me. Your Stand Eats Ice Cream, right? By Marahuyos. Surtur burns everything along her path unless you have her favorite cold treat. This is from the Arknights video game, which I know absolutely nothing about. I don't know what that black insignia is. It's part 7 of the series. The description was pretty compelling to me. I would probably try and see what that's about. But I did click on it, but I didn't read it because I was like, I'm not supposed to read before. I'm only supposed to do a forecast. I'm only supposed to do... So yeah, I didn't read it. I was resisted, but I did click. That's why it's great. Moving on, we have A Simple Normal Trip, which is a Miraculous Ladybug fic. So the Akuma class and another class have been chosen to go on a 1-year school trip to a foreign country to learn and have fun. Marinette uses this time to relax without worrying about Akuma's. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Though she will soon learn that Hawkmoth has followed and unleashes villain after villain during the trip. It's just something Marinette is used to, along with Lila's lies. But as long as they follow rules, they'll be fine, though Lila still does her usual stuff and would do anything to make Marinette's life hell. Besides, not like she would get in trouble for breaking a known rule. Never go out once the bells toll midnight. I really like that last line of never go out once the bells toll midnight. Like, maybe that's in the fic. I mean, like in the canon universe, but that seems like a solid line. I think they should have started with that description. I'm not here to critique people, you know, you do you. Unsolicited advice, but sorry if you're like the creator and you're like, I didn't ask you, but yeah, I would probably start the description with that last line. It was really good. And even if it came from the canon, I think it would like really set the mood. I would probably give this story a read. It seems like it's going to be a longer work, but right now it only has like 2,049 words. So I probably would wait to see if the creator makes more content before going, because it's just too many unfinished works breaking my heart. But if the work continued for like maybe 5 chapters, then I would probably start reading it. I don't generally read Miraculous Ladybug fics. I've only seen like the first few episodes, like maybe 3 or 4, because my sister's friend recommended it, so I watched it with my sister. But I like the art style. Was a little iffy about the representation for reasons you can request if you want. But yeah. So moving on, we have Darkest Desires. This one's an explicit fic. I don't know what the description is going to be like, so here's your little warning. I can fulfill your darkest desires, in which Jisung is the victim of 6 incubuses. Aren't you just the most darling flowers? So there are graphic depictions of violence, so I'm not really sure what that intends. But there's 80,000 words, 37 chapters. That's a lot. That's a lot of words. I mean, I read easily 200,000, 300,000 word fics. Like, don't get me wrong, but that's like a good amount of words. 8,000 is like a really good amount of words for a fic. So and 37 chapters, like, come on now. So clearly this is something the author is consistently able to put out, and it's just been updated today. So if that's your thing, it seems to be like fan fiction of real life people though. So that's not your thing, you know, avoid. The description didn't really give me a lot of details as to what it would be, and I'm not really sure about the usage of victims, so I just don't know what this fic is about. But I'm guessing if there's like BDSM tags and all that stuff, so I guess if that's your thing, then you know. There's this. Well, I skipped it because there was like rape elements, so I'm just gonna skip it just for today. Yeah, I just don't want to. I just don't want to read that right now. But next one is Orage's as End Approaches Infinity fan AUs and one shots by Orage. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. And it's Madoka Magica fan fiction. So it's a collection of my fan AUs that were previously posted on the Anai Discord. So I am all for creators like collecting their works and putting them on a record, especially on AO3. So like, kudos to you. I don't watch Madoka Magica, so I do read fics though from fandoms I don't necessarily watch. Let's look at the tags. Fluff, sleepy cuddles, rebellion, lots of different pairings. I'm not really into fluff, so we're into suffer and agony. So, and like, the world's a horrible place kind of fics. So but if you guys like fluff and Madoka Magica, I think that one will be a good one for you. Falling Sand. Taylor isn't a parahuman. She's something far more terrifying. A tale of magic beyond what the world can bear. So this is from the Parahuman series. Noita, it's a video game again. I I mean, it was once again really vague. I don't know what I'm supposed to be gathering from that. I guess if you're part of that fandom, you'll kind of like come with that backings. But as someone just looking at that story, I don't really see anything to make it stand apart. Like, okay, there's a special main character, but okay, like, you know, I like the title, Lyracy. I like the title. And Dream versus Reality, some cool tags. What is vengeance but justice long overdue? Overdue by Stewed Spice. Star Wars fic. I do read Star Wars fic. Jango fed Obi-Wan Kenobi. Not my pairing, but his hut's slow mind dredged up the memory of Justin, his face and forced presence exuding contentment and satisfaction as they lay curled together in his apartment. He reached for the Force to let it purge the drugs that clouded his mind, but it was like there was a transparistile wall between him and it. He was beginning to feel the first stirrings of panic when his attempts to clear his foggy mind were interrupted by the sound of footsteps, thunderous to his aching skull and dragging a moan of pain from his lips. I know you're awake, dear one. Time to open those pretty eyes for me. That one was good, y'all. I don't know about the pairing once again, but that one was good. Like, the writing was clearly like, it told just enough. It kind of gave you a vibe of the story, and like, just sounded good. It sounded like the writer was comfortable with writing, so that one might be something to look into. It is mature though. This one's explicit. Godhood by Problematic Fics. Well, that is that seems problematic. Okay, this is original work. Let's look at these. There is suicide trigger warning, so I will, yeah, suicide trigger warning. After an attempt to suicide due to boredom, God talks to him and offers him the opportunity to become the next God, since it doesn't want to keep doing it. Now, with the power to do absolutely anything, he can combat his own boredom. My plans for this fic is to write different prompts based on the prota can do anything, and where I will explore any kind of theme from sexual to violent. Each chapter I will try to tag properly if you desire to avoid. So I'm not really, like, once again, this is original work. Seems that it's kind of like Bruce Almighty. Yeah, that's the name of the movie. Bruce Almighty kind of thing, but with like a lot of darker themes. Interesting, but I know I just said that I really like really dark tortured themes and stuff, but this one seems a little maybe too dark for my taste. Okay, here's a Harry Potter and Severus Snape fic. That one makes me a little uncomfy just because I see Severus as an authority figure over Harry, and I don't really see it like bridging that gap, so that's not for me. But if that's for you, here it is. Where Dreams Become Real. It's a general audience. Post Hurt Comfort by Impulse Fund written Anon for Grace Gray Love. Yeah, I mean, like, it's 969 words. Harry is dreaming, pretty vague. But I don't know. Sometimes when a description is really vague, it's kind of like specific. Does that make sense? Like, Harry is dreaming, like, okay, like that seems like a fine description to me. Like, the way this work is being advertised seems on point for me. If that's your thing. It's not mine. Continuing. Serenity Dezai Osamu by Roses for Rosie. So it's a Bungo Stray Dogs fic. Lots and lots and lots of tags. Honestly, when I see all these tags, I like run for the hills. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, unless I'm looking for like character X reader fics, I will run from these tags because I'm just like, what is going on here? I can't really tell what I'm getting into, and so that's kind of like a turn off for me. But I will read the description. We exist in moments too short and too deafening to speak words. Physical contact was our language of love and whispers of ecstasy, a yearn for one another that could not be produced in the vocal form of invisible words. That was pretty poetic. Yeah, that was really poetic. I know. Sometimes, like, when something's, like, too poetic, I won't want to read it. If that makes sense. Like, I will be like, I don't know. Like, if I'm looking for poetry, I'm looking for poetry. If I'm not looking for poetry, I'm not looking for poetry. That's personal. That's not like if you write a fic and it's really, really, really poetic and that's totally you, that's totally valid. It's just, I don't like when long works get too lyrical. Because then I'm like, it doesn't flow naturally to me. Like, I like fics that mimic natural speech and natural behavior. So this one is a general fic. Mia Hernandez and the Mysteries of the Ice Vault, Book 1 by Hernandez Baby. This is a Harry Potter Hogwarts mystery video game fic. Mia Hernandez is only 11 years old, but has already had her life turned inside out by the disappearance of her older brother, Jacob Hernandez. After hearing a conversation from her parents about the causative factors that influence Jacob's disappearance, Mia finds herself involved in an ancient mystery about the most famous school of magic and witchcraft in the world. She accompanies our young witch on her journey to Hogwarts before Harry Potter, unravels the mystery of the crypts, and helps Mia find her way back to her brother and herself. That sounds like a novel. It sounds really like, I don't know, I see this like as a really good middle grade like novel. So, not my taste, but I like it. Oh, it's only got 1,202 minutes. Not only like that's not a lot to write, that is a lot to write. Honestly, one word would be a lot to write. But, you know, once again, I'm like, if I were to start it, how much assurance do I have that the writer will continue it? Like, I would probably need to see more before I started it. I probably wouldn't start that fic, but I could definitely see myself like recommending that for people who are into middle grade audience, like seriously recommending it. But I haven't read it yet, so I can't really tell. Stuck by Crementia. So this is an Avengers. I do read Avengers. I used to read Thunder Shield fics all the time. If you don't know what that is, I'm not about to tell you. But James. Okay, this is a Bucky X OC, female OC character, or Bucky X reader. Okay, I guess it's both. It's mature, so you know. It should have just been an ordinary one-night stand. Two attractive adults meet, have sex, and move on. But they somehow manage to get a little stuck. Small talk is decidedly more difficult when you're in pain and stuck straddling the most handsome guy you've ever met. Why are they stuck? Oh, read the tags. The second to last tag might have some information as to why that happened. I thought it initially was like an ABO fic. When I heard that, I was like, oh, is it like a not situation? But it does not appear to be. And the tags explain why there's OC and reader. They don't want like to use the your name thing. I guess it's distracting to them. They hate it, which I guess is valid, like if that's your thing. But yeah, this is not my thing. It's not my thing at all, so I'm going to keep going. I feel like you'll get what the description does a great job of telling you what you're in for. So if you like the description, you will probably like the fic. That is my prediction for this one. So in that way, I feel like this was an amazing description because it filters out those who don't want it and it draws in those who do. And that's what anyone who's writing should be aiming to do. You want people to know what you're getting into, like from the front cover, and that's what these descriptions are. They're like the front cover of the story. You should know. Advertisement. Anyway, Larry Fluff and Angst One-Shots by Power of Gay Vodka. What a name. I love your username. One Direction band. This is a real person fic, so if you don't like that, you know. Teen rating. Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson. I will update these whenever I feel like it or have motivation, so please don't bug me about it. If you want a frequently updated book and like DNF, then check out my other work, The Sound of Us. Well, I find that so funny. I'm not going to be updating regularly. Screw you. Read between the lines. I don't care.
if you want something that's long, they didn't even say go look somewhere else. They said go to my other work. Like, you are living the life. You are living the life. Okay, this is the last one I'm doing. I've been like telling myself that this would be the last one, but then I saw that the last description and I gotta keep going. Okay, My Angel by Dreamland Writer. This is mature. Okay, so Im Sang-mi and Jung Tae-young. A story where Jung Tae-young, well, I don't know, I'm over here saying yeah, like I know, I'm like, oh yeah, that was right. Like, I can't pronounce these names. I am so sorry, but I'm doing my best. My dog's at the door. A story where Jang Tae-young is a cold and heartless man. He's a successful hotel owner and also a son of the richest businessman. One day he happened to meet someone. Everything changed after that because of her. This one kind of sounds cute. I don't know, it seems like sweet. Like usually when you see like a mature rating and you get to the description, it's like, well, but maybe I read it wrong. Maybe I was reading it like too softly. Like it's like a story where Jang Tae-young is a cold and heartless man. He's a successful hotel owner and also a son of the richest businessman. One day he happened to meet someone. Everything changed after that because of her. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know how it was supposed to be read. I read it like really softly, but looking at these tags, I get, well, there is a fluff tag, so I think my first reading was correct. And, oh, this one's doing well for itself. Next, 96,879 words, 33 chapters. This one is doing well. So, thank you guys. That is your, like, fanfiction forecast. I definitely think that in the future, I would like to, like, look at specific tags. I wanted to use this as an opportunity to appeal to some fandoms that I might not necessarily be a part of. So I was gonna let like whatever the newest posts were kind of filter that out. So I'm not just going to Naruto fics, which is my favorite, or I'm not just going to like Kurosami, you know, that sort of thing. Cachadora, you know. But I don't know how much like feedback I can offer for stuff that's not necessarily my fandom or stuff that I would read. Like I read Haikyuu fics all the time and I promise you I have not watched a single episode of it. I think I watched like the first minute of like episode 1, but that was like well after I had started reading fan fictions based on it. And I love those. So like it doesn't have to be something I've watched, but if something is in a fandom and I've never read fan fiction from that fandom before, I don't know how to feel about it. But yeah, that's the forecast for this week. Give me a tag if y'all want me to read a specific tag, and yeah, thanks for watching.